Well, good evening and welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm Aeson Knight, and with me is our lovely lady Raine. How are you, Raine?
I am all excited and I'm wonderful. How are you tonight?
Oh, doing evilly well as normal. I actually got an hour to the garden tonight.
Oh, okay. Gardening in the evening. That sounds calming.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
In today's world, you got to have something to calm you. I mean, this past week, since last Thursday, has just been past terrible. I don't think I've seen more baloney being thrown around since probably the late 60s. What's your thoughts on this, Rainey?
Well, it seems like you just kind of need to turn off the TV, maybe turn off the computer, and check out. There is so much going on, and so many people are so tied into it. And I think this is one of those things that we're learning about the new technology age. Everything's in the minute, on the minute. And sometimes we don't wait for things to come out as a fact. We just take it what we see. We get all caught up in the emotion. And we really need to get connected with ourselves so that we can.
Not only that.
Did you want to say something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a beak on me. I'm still trying to understand. Yeah, I got a beak on me or a mouth that'll run a mile.
Yes, sir.
There's been so many protests from Baton Rouge to Denver to St. Louis, and I'm like, didn't we go through this a year ago? Did we not learn the first damn time? What?
Well, there's a lot of angry people.
There
seems like there's a lot of angry people out there. Unfortunately, what I do see happening is, they have a right to be angry, okay? They have a right to be upset. They have a right to demand equal treatment. But what I don't get is when yahoos go out and just start shooting innocent people that had nothing to do with it. It wasn't even the same force. Right. And people are so caught up in the moment, and it also, there's a lot of things that I think tie into it. People are so impatient; they want answers now. We don't always have the answers now.
We're not going to get the answers for at least months. At least months. Okay?
Right.
We're not going to see, they haven't even got done with the trials from last year, much less the investigation or anything else to do with it. And then we've got these people, and I kind of get stuck in the middle with it because I am a minority, a very small minority according to the Republican Party. But so I get both sides of the point and both sides of the coin. I mean, there's areas of this state I won't go to. I won't drive through. There's other areas I'll drive through, but my car is locked and my gun's laying on the passenger side seat. Okay, so I understand that. I understand their reactions. I understand their emotional thing. But what I don't understand is these people that start screaming all lives matter or not understanding the whole situation. We start hearing about white privilege. Well, honey, I'm as bad as white as you can get come probably December. Right now, I'm kind of a little tan. And I've been waiting for the privilege to show up so I can discuss exactly what privileges I'm getting. Because it isn't just African American or Spanish or Italian. And we used to have, or women, or men, or gay men. This is America. We're a melting pot.
Right.
And the subcultures need to get a grip.
Yeah.
We need another
King.
We need another Malcolm X. We need a leader that is a leader, not a media bit, not a junkie for the media, a junkie for the shows. Some of the things I've seen at these protests have been very enlightening. other things with this protest, I'm like, you kids didn't listen to your grandmothers. You didn't listen to your grandfathers that lived through those times. You didn't watch history that lived through those times.
And the truth of the matter is, and, you know, I have compassion. A lot of people are in pain for many different reasons. But taking it out on innocent people is not okay. And this isn't an overnight solution whatsoever. And we've got to start, again, taking some time to ourselves individually and not getting wrapped up without the facts and not looking for, you know, easy solutions, which may be violent in some cases, and in some cases
well, that isn't a solution. It just creates more problems.
Right.
It just creates more issues. Violence begets violence. You know, if some idiot burns across my yard, I'm going to plant a flower bed right where he burned it just to show him what prettiness looks like. But going out and burning his house down really ain't going to fix the matter.
Correct. So, Aeson, what do you do to kind of get yourself connected with self, to kind of move away from it? Because, you know, we all have those issues we have to deal with. You know,
we do have those issues we have to deal with.
And the interesting thing is some people say, well, because you're not this, you don't understand. No, I may not understand your situation, but I may have other situations, or you may, that...
Honey, would you drive through L.A. County? Okay. If you go into a wig store, which, you know, Miss Raine has been known before to entertain the idea, would you not get followed around like, what the heck are you doing here?
If I went into a what store?
A wig store.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I might if I was so inclined. You know, I would do that.
You know, so, you know, these people saying, oh, you don't get it because you're not this classification. Really? Well, guess what? I probably have more labels on my shirt than you do. So we get it. Come live in the mountains with me a little bit when they'll trust you before they'll trust me. Okay?
Right.
You know, that ain't it. What it is society has gotten so much reverse from, okay, we want no labels. We don't need classifications. We don't need this. You know, it was the 80s when they stopped in most places giving affordable action. They stopped using it in a lot of places when they had to hire so many women, so many this, so many that. They stopped doing it.
Right.
You know, we had gotten past those labels. Now we're back there again. And it's like, oh, what, you know, I just want to I may do this just to be a bitch. Put on a shirt and sit there and fill out all the labels and just stick it on a shirt and post it up on my social media just to get the point across. Because it's ridiculous. We understand. Everybody isn't accepted everywhere. And unfortunately, that's America. You go back into Little Harlem, in an Italian section of Little Harlem, you ain't going to get accepted. You are blonde, you are short, and you don't look Italian.
And what are you saying about me there, Mr. Aeson?
You look more like you dropped off the boat from Ireland than you look Italian, honey. You know, so stop celebrating cultures.
Well, I do kind of like St. Patty's Day, especially since it's the day after my birthday.
Exactly. But, you know, what I'm saying is, you know, we need to get back into celebrating our cultures. You know, it drives me crazy when I talk to history teachers and they say, well, we don't get much money because we're history teachers. We're expendable. History is expendable? No, it is not.
Yeah.
If we do not learn from history, we will lose it. And we will repeat it.
And having been a history teacher, having been a government teacher, you know, I understand where they're coming from. Because those are one of the jobs that is expendable, and yet it's so necessary, because I do believe, and I'm not saying one thing is the problem right now, because I don't think that one thing is a problem. But one of the issues that I keep noting is people don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about when it comes to laws and the Constitution, when it comes to history. They don't know what they're talking about. They're getting angry about things that we do have solutions. Do we need more solutions? Absolutely. I really believe that we have come a long way socially, but we've had this backlash here lately. And there's a lot of angry and hurting people, and what they're doing is they're taking it out on others. And, there needs to be a different way. We need to have a come-together moment here.
Well, I think one thing that needs to change, and granted, I live in a small town, but
I used to.
When I was a kid, I knew the officers in my area. Officer Wiesman came by about 4:30 every day, and he has a little patrol car that was the size of a boat, and drove through the yard. Drove through the road. Officer Ward came through in the mornings. He had the day shift. Once in a while, there'd be a different one, but we knew who was in our communities. They were involved in our communities. They were a part of our communities. We used to have yard sales, and by golly, that police car stopped at every one of them. Why?
Right.
Because he wanted to make sure we had our stuff together, but B, because that was his chance to connect with the community. Officers nowadays don't have that. They don't have that luxury. Yeah. They're too busy sitting on the interstate trying to get a ticket in this small town. But I think we need to go back to that.
That also comes back to, and this is one of the problems that I ran into with education, is they put so many regulations, so many rules, so many things that we had to do, that it was really taken away from the time to connect and teach. Because we always had to teach to the test. We always had to do these different things. And even more so, I would assume, although I've never been in the position of officers, they're having to do even more so. So, especially you've got these big cities, we do have new communities coming in from other countries that have not had a chance to assimilate in. We have other communities that are very poor. There's a lot of stuff going on. There are some major issues. I don't even want to pretend like there's one or two issues we need to address. Connection is vital, but, we've got people turning on people.
And when you have officers and cops working the same beat, that the community knows who they are, that they respect them, because it's no longer us and them. It's, he's here all the time. Then you have a better connection with that community. Plus, you have a safer community, because guess what? Officer Ward's going to know if something's wrong at the Morehouse, or something's wrong at the O'Malley house, or something's wrong at the Zickafusas, because he's going to go, hold it. Those cars aren't normal. What's that door doing open? They never have their door open. They have caps.
Right, yeah. Now, granted, as you and I both know, being country folks, we know it is so much different. Shoot, the police officers used to go out and take me and my girlfriend out for pancakes, shoot, everybody knew everybody. In a bigger city, that is different.
It used to be this way. Come on, New York is one of our biggest cities. And during up until about 89, when I don't remember his name, he went on to be mayor, and was mayor during 9/11, was on the force. They had the same beats. They had police in cars, but they also had them out there in the communities.
Right.
And, New York had a better situation, a very much better situation going on. I think we need to go back to the old-time police force, where that's what they did, was policing. SWAT team and special operations and detectives were doing their jobs. but your police force was your police force.
Right.
Instead of expecting them to be part of this and part of that and part of, because I used to know very personally the police chief of Columbus, and he left the beat and left the thing because it stopped being about policing. It started to being about military and military behavior. And that's not what policing's about.
Right. And you know what? I think that's, and of course all of us have seen a lot of stuff, in the news here lately. But I do observe, and I'm sure others do too, that there are a lot of police officers trying to connect. There was something about a couple didn't want to sit near the police the other day in a restaurant. The police ended up buying them their meal, They didn't feel safe, okay? And they do things like what they did at Christmas time, just randomly stopping cars and giving them Christmas gifts. They do things like even in Dallas, during the protest. The police officers were there. They were connecting with the people.
Why you bring up Dallas, I like that chief.
Yeah.
That chief has changed that town over his tenure there.
Right.
Okay, well, they need to take that model and apply it elsewhere.
Right.
He's another one. It's one of the old-time officers, not these little rookie punks that are so pepped up and so scared that they're going to freak at anything.
Yeah. It's a tough situation, in all honesty.
Yes and no. It's a tough situation because of the investigations need to be done thoroughly.
Right.
The investigations need to be done above board, and I hope the justice system doesn't fuck it up. And then it needs to be transparency. Everything needs to be published. Everything needs to be made clear. And if that means that the Justice Department has to take over that bureau or that office until people go through training or people get in place that need to be there, then so be it. Just like, the state would take over the Board of Education when a school is totally wasted.
Right. What is your take on, one of the things that I have found, we get information so quickly now. People have live stream. People have their own phones, so they're videoing things.
Mm-hmm.
What is your take on that? Because I do feel like that in the media affects often the perception that people have, and I do feel like it's feeding into that negative energy.
I think it is too. However, in this day and time, until we get a change in this culture, I'm all for it. I'm all for live feed. I'm all for hitting that phone and hitting that video and videoing it. Being someone that gets pulled over every time he goes through an area, oh yeah, most definitely.
Oh, hon. Are you that special they want to stop and talk to you every day?
Not every day because I don't travel this little area. But if I have to go through Lincoln County again, and because I've got bumper stickers, and my bumper stickers say very specific things. Every time I go through that Lincoln County, I'll get pulled over, guarantee you. And it will be for, your vehicle looks like when it was reported. Oh, you have a light out. Really, which one? There'd be no light out. Can we search your vehicle? Sure, you can search my vehicle.
Right. That's kind of rough.
That's why I don't go through Lincoln County, honey.
Yeah. I don't know what Lincoln County is, but I can't imagine getting
It's a little section of West Virginia that's probably the size of the base of your thumb. And it's actually probably within that area of West Virginia if you know how to do West Virginia. But they have a very bad... Apparently they don't like the bumper stickers that say, like, God is coming back and boy, she's pissed. Or gay by nature, proud by choice. clergy with a large pinnacle on it.
Clergy with a large what on it?
A large 5-pointed star, the symbol of the pinnacle, the 5 elements. It's used to be in my cars. Yep.
Yeah, I thought you were saying
time.
pill, and I'm going, oh.
No, pentacle.
Okay.
And now I don't have them on my cars for that reason. I got tired of being pulled over. But I still won't go through Lincoln County. Because I get tired. There's no use for me. If I can get around it, I'm going around it. But that's just
I would
me.
Too.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's been my experience. So do I think that, if you get pulled over and you are a minority and there is known issues in an area, oh yeah, flip that phone up on record. For nothing more than your own safety.
Right.
Do I think social media has a very bad problem? You bet your elbow it does.
Right.
You bet your elbow.
Exactly.
It's now become the news force. It's now become this taking up of people's time, and it's causing a lot of problems because we were not adapted to it yet.
Right.
That's
and
why
I don't
I
think
pulled
they always
back
get
and
the facts
don't
straight.
even go on. Of course they don't get the facts straight. Granted, it's hard to argue with a video, but do you remember the old party lines? I'm sure you did.
Yes, I do.
When there was one number and it rang
that.
like 7 houses. Well, honey, I had a party line in my house, so don't be getting too worried about age. But I think Facebook is the new party line. And before you're done with the posting, it's turned into a green-haired monster landed in New York and is running for presidency.
Agreed. And there is so much change, with respect to how we communicate, social media and everything. It's new to us, and there's changes that, of course, we didn't anticipate because you don't know what those changes. I mean, did anybody know the changes that were going to happen when TV was first brought into the world? No. Nobody
but do you remember the problems that it caused? It caused a lot of different problems. I mean, come on, we had a perceived nominee. He was a nominee at the time. Executed on live TV.
Right.
We had a president shot to death on live TV. That changed the world.
Right.
The world. And it's still, social media is now changing the world. Do we have to be on because we're public figures? Yes. But it doesn't mean that we have to be involved in it. Matter of fact, I've now moved out of any form of social media. Everything is posted from a program I have that handles that because I don't want to see the time feeds anymore. I'm not going to look at them until after election time because I can't deal with it. I've got too much going on. I've got too many projects on the board, and it's like, ain't dealing with it. But it's changed how relationships are formed. People now meet on social media. Where'd you meet? Oh, I met on Twitter. He liked something of mine, and then direct messaged me. And that, for me, is different. That's a different energy. But now we're starting to have problems with people manipulating people on social media.
Right. Exactly.
And that's an issue.
Yeah. Well, you and I both know that we run into clients who have that problem.
Right. They stalk them by social media.
Yeah.
We need to get used to it being part of our lives, but we also need to get used to disconnecting and pulling back and going, oh, no.
And that's where I think the balance comes in. And what you were talking about is just kind of pulling away. No, I've got to work on what I'm working on right now. Because we need to have a balance because it just becomes too much. It
does. It becomes too much too often.
Right. And I had such an emotional reaction myself, I'll be honest, last week when I saw this this in Dallas. I mean, I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe this. What the heck is going on in this world? You know, and I'm sure that a lot of people had that reaction. You know,
well, a lot of people had that reaction, and I think it's amazing. One, that the lady was able to stay so calm.
Yeah.
But two, that she had the foresight to grab that. Because here's the facts, and let's just look at the facts. People act different when they're on camera. But what if it had become a double shooting? What if he had shot her and shot the boyfriend and then shot her?
Right.
Who would tell the story? The 4-year-old? Or
right.
is she 8? She's either 4 or 8, one of the two. She's still in those, under the knee-high lives. Okay?
Right.
Who would have told their story? So that I agree with. Stalking people on social media, I don't. Taking social media so serious that you destroy a relationship over it, or you destroy a marriage over because someone liked another person's post. Really? It's freaking Facebook.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean,
it's not life.
And I think we've even talked a little bit about that on the show, where someone will be. I think it was even within the last couple of weeks where somebody will be so upset about someone liking their boyfriend's Facebook or girlfriend's, whatever the case may be, and then getting all upset. Probably is most likely innocent. A lot of times it is. And then you have those who do use social media to manipulate their relationships. Perhaps we might want to reconsider the relationship, Well,
perhaps we need to look at what the relationship is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very true.
And, look at what's going on with it. Look at how it's affecting your life. Are you on there 30 hours a day? Are you not? Right. Are you choosing to talk on Facebook then to spend time with your mate? Spend time taking care of your home? Granted, there used to be this big fascination with TV, but I think with this generation, it's even more so. And I think a good example of that is this Pokemon, Pokeshawn, whatever guy.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's a big thing in the last 6 or 7 days, because I think that's when it started. Now, here's the question, though. Do you really feel that younger people are definitely watching TV, or they're more involved with computers and other social media?
They're doing social media. See, I think
I agree.
TV is going to become the radio. Social media and Hulu and Netflix and digital era and YouTube is going to take the position of TV and probably phone.
You think even the phone?
Even the phone.
Cell phone? Of course,
even
everybody uses them. The phone.
Picking up the phone and conversating. Yeah,
right.
I think they're going to resort to social media because it's just easier to snap out something that you're talking about, or be public with your views, and if a cookie crosses your mind, typing "Oh, I want a cookie," I think that's what it's going to become more so of, especially with Instagram.
Thing I get concerned. Yeah, and I agree with you on that. The thing I get concerned about, and I know I sometimes struggle with this in dealing, with people in my life, is a lack of connection. It's easier just through text. And I know you and I text sometimes. Sometimes it's necessary. But we also talk on the phone. We will have conversations. We will connect with each other.
Exactly.
And we do need to go back to that basic.
Well, I think we do, but I also think that we need to realize certain things, like people disconnecting.
Right.
When I go to the garden, the phone stays in the house. When I go to bed, the phone stays in the office. And the voicemail goes on because, I'm sorry, I need my sleep. I need my time to disconnect and stay within my spiritual level, because otherwise it ain't going to be good.
Oh, Well, people laugh at me because, I will take my phone with me in the car for safety reasons in case I have an emergency or I need to call somebody because something's happened. But I'm not calling or texting during the drive.
No.
For me, I use that time. That is also a time for me to disconnect. We can't always be connected because it's also a safety issue. But, I will go somewhere and I will intentionally not take the phone in with me. It'll often stay in the car so that I can be away from that. So I can actually have real conversations with somebody.
It's called Assist. It's a program I have on iPhone, and I had it on my when I was introduced to it on my Motorola. As soon as it detects that I'm moving at more than walking speed, it will turn off. It'll turn everything into voicemail, and you'll get a text message back because I think you've gotten it before. Sorry, I'm driving right now. I'll contact you later.
Was that what you were doing to me? Oh, Aeson, I feel so betrayed.
It's a program. I let it run. If I'm driving, you ain't going to get to talk to me. I'll let the phone handle it. If I'm busy working on a project, I don't talk. You know this. We've not talked for like 3 weeks, and you're like, where the hell are you? And I'm like, hello, did you not see our wonderful new radio station? Or did you not see our wonderful new ads? Or did you not see our wonderful new this? And it's because I don't have time. There is 24 hours in a day, and I've got to use 25. So the unnecessary stuff from me gets disconnected.
Yeah.
So let's take a break, and then after the break, let's go to taking some calls. What do you think?
Oh, I can't wait. Let's go and take some calls and talk to some of our listeners tonight. We will be back momentarily.
You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to The Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by The Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Do you have burning questions you need answered? We all do. Visit our website at psychic.biz where you can find accurate psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers from around the world who are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can have your questions answered anonymously and right from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. The introductory chat is always free, and we offer low per-minute rates and special promotions. Our online psychics offer helpful, practical guidance into what matters most to you. Visit us today at psychic.biz.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
All right, now let's get Miss Raine back here.
Hey,
Raine. Yeah, I figured you'd arrive. I know you had to run and get your cards and another latte. I'm telling you, you should just get a large.
I know.
You know, maybe an extra large on nights like this when I've got my beak running.
I know, but you know what? I got to go out there and fly on my broom, don't you know? You know,
well, I know.
Get a little exercise. I'm sitting here just shuffling the cards, getting ready for those calls. And, oh, by the way, you know, we are excited to hear from you tonight. And please give us your first name and your birth date. Got to make sure you're 21. And your question. And let's get started. I want to talk to some people.
Right. Let's go to 301. 301, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
My name
Who are we
is
speaking
Allison.
with tonight?
Allison.
What's your birthday?
8/17/87.
Okay. How can we help you?
I just had a question about a job I just was offered last Friday. I just want to know if you see everything going well with it, and if it's something that's going to be like long term and it's going to work out.
Okay. Let me take a look at it, Rainey.
Yeah. Well, I'm already taking a look at it, but
okay.
If you want to go for it, I do. Go ahead.
You go for it, honey. If you're ready, you shoot.
Yeah, well, first thing I'm getting is I do see the job working out well. It is a means to bring in some new income here. I do feel like there's going to be some challenges with respect to, not because I want to bring in any negative in here, but, you know, I do want you to kind of go slow and easy, watching, being careful, watching and observing who is really there doing the work and who really isn't, okay? Just want to be a little bit cautious about that, but I do see the job going well. And when are you supposed to start? Is this about a week?
I'm just waiting on my background check and stuff. Like I really just got off with it, and I usually passing that and everything, like the background check and I take a drug test and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. They make us jump through the hoops.
Yeah. They haven't given me a start date yet. So.
Okay. Just hold on here a little bit. I do feel it'll work out okay. You'll either be starting in a week or getting your information in just about a week. Aeson, you got anything to add to that?
Just give yourself 90 days to really get comfortable here. I feel like the people are a little guarded, and that feels to me because they've had other people there and they've gotten really entwined in themselves and then gotten dramatized, so they don't really like dealing with it. So they may come off a little cold to you, but it has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Watch, observe, and you know, as you build trust, they'll build trust. And, you know, back and forth, okay? Be patient.
Okay.
I think that's what you're saying, right, Aeson?
Yep. And, just because they don't seem warm and friendly the first day doesn't mean that they don't like you and, all that.
Is the work going to be, hard to do, or is it going to be something I easily pick up?
I see you being able to pick it up just fine, hon.
Yep.
Okay.
Got to give yourself some time there. Don't beat up on yourself too much. Just, be the team player. If you need help, ask for help.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome,
You have a
darling.
wonderful evening, my dear.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Now, moving on down to the next one, because as you know, we take them in order. 484, you're on the air.
Good evening.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Who are we speaking with? What's your name and birth date, hon?
My name is Sonia. Birthday is February 15th.
Uh-huh. Welcome, Sonia.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I had a question. I have a rental property up for sale. And the company I have now, we've had a lot of showings, but no offers. And the contract is soon to be expired this Friday. And I already spoke to another realtor. I'm planning on relisting it, but with a new agent. And I just wanted to see what you're picking up as far as the sale of this property.
Let's see. I feel like the new agent will do much better with it. It should have already been sold twice now. Okay, but I don't feel like the agent you had was really pushing it.
Right.
I'm looking at this, and I do feel that it will be sold probably within the next 2 months the most. What are you getting on that, Aeson?
Okay.
I would agree. 2 months, closing within 3.
Okay, so 2 months, July, August, and then closing by September?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've already dropped the price, and I didn't really want to do that, so I'm going to keep it the way it is. Do you see me getting my asking price now?
I feel that you do. I feel that you get the asking price maybe a little bit higher because these people are coming in hungry for this property.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you think it's going to be a family who wants to live there and rent half, live in half, or is it going to be more like an investor?
No, they're going to want both of it because it'll be a multi-generational.
So it's going to be like an investor?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And not really an investor. It's like a family buying it. Like, mom and grandma buy one half, and daughter and son-in-law buy the other half.
Well, it's not sold like that. It's sold as a unit because it's still one house.
Right. I know, but that's what I'm saying is you're going to sell, instead of like one family buying it and then renting out the other half, the whole family is going to be buying both of them and moving in and using it, but it'll be a multi-generational home.
I see. So they're going to be using it like as a residential home.
Right.
I see.
Okay.
So next 2 months, so the offer will probably come in maybe anytime between July and August.
Right, because I feel like the daughter-in-law's already looked at it a couple times, but it's not really, it's not like the seller was that interested in them, the realtor.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Oh, okay. Well, there was rarely any realtor could have shown the property. That's the way how it works.
Right.
Anybody could come and see the property, but my realtor was the one who was representing me. So not only he did the showings, any realtor could do the showing from any company.
I know,
so
but
you
you know
feel like
how a
they've seen
realtor...
the property before?
I feel like they've seen the property before. They've been interested in it. They asked questions and got I don't knows, and that just kind of soured them. Then they're going to come back when they see it with a new company.
Oh, I see. So do you see, like, by when they'll be coming back approximately?
It looks to me like it'll possibly be within a month.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, darling. Raine, you got anything
thank you
to
very
add?
much, guys.
You're welcome.
No, I'm more on the time. I think it's going to be fine, and it'll be sold, and you'll be okay. Like I said, I feel like 2 months, Aeson, 3 months, it'll be tied up and done.
Right. So we got time for one more caller, and let's see. Where is, we number them as they come in, so it's trying to figure out where it went to, which one's on call. All right, we're up to, there we go, 216. 216, you're on the air.
Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Who are we speaking to?
Yes, Desmond. Yeah, question
Which
was,
birthday, Desmond?
You say happy birthday?
No, what is your birthday? But happy birthday.
1971.
Hi, Desmond. What's your question?
Yes, I want to know, do you see me meeting anyone in the next 4 months, or what to look for in the next 4 months?
In the next 4 months as far as relationships, right?
Right.
Okay. What are we getting here? Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, it looks to me like there's somebody coming in. Looks to me somewhere around the 6-week time period here. Okay? So, yes, I do see somebody coming in. I see this is definitely a possible relationship. I will say that I see that there are some issues that this person is facing from the past, just putting that little warning out there, but I definitely see relationship coming in. Don't be surprised if there's a third party. And what I mean by that is, a third person may be involved in this, in part because I feel like there's some things that need to be tied up from the past.
You said a third party as far as?
Somebody who may have been involved in in a relationship in the past, still tying up some loose ends, putting some things to the past.
Okay.
Do you have anything to add to that, Aeson?
Just to relax and let it happen naturally. You can't really force it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Do know, however, what you want and set that boundary in the beginning. So even if they've got some stuff to work out, let them know honestly where you're coming from.
Okay.
Yeah. And I feel like it'll be a really good thing. I feel like it's something you needed. Okay? 216?
Still there. Hello.
Hello. I guess he separated. Okay. That happens. Callers get disconnected, and we just keep moving on. All right. Yep. Let's take 251. 251.
Welcome.
Yes, hello. Hi.
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 Yeah. My name is Risha, and I just wanted a general card reading just to see what tarot has to tell me.
Risha, honey, we only take direct questions, and we need your birth date. We don't have time for a general card reading on air. You can contact us, though, at psychic.biz.
All right, my birthday is September 4th.
What year?
1950.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know about love, things like about love. I always want to know about love.
What's your question?
Well, I am married, but you always want to know where things are always going, where they're heading, what's happening, how are things evolving. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What's your husband's name and birthday, hon?
His name is Chris. He's 3/16/60.
Oh my goodness, he's born the same day I am.
No kidding. The same year?
No
or
kidding.
Same day?
Same year. Same day, same
You're
year.
You're kidding.
I'm promising you that.
Oh, wow.
I was born at 11:46 in the evening. What time was he born?
He was born, I think, in the morning at 6, around 6, a little after 6 in the morning.
Well, that little booger's older than me, but not by much.
No. He's a special man. He's very psychic too, and very intuitive, very intelligent. Pisces are very intelligent people. Yeah.
We would like to think so too.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
But you know what I find interesting? September 4th, right? You have March 16th, and then you have September 4th, right? So March is 3. You multiply that by 3, you have 9.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then if you multiply 4 by 4, you have 16. Isn't that amazing? So it's 3, 4. Interesting numbers, 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of lets you know nothing's by coincidence, doesn't it?
No, never. It's never. No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, Aeson, do you have anything to say?
Well, I feel like things are kind of going to stay, normal. I feel like he sometimes gets stuck into things and that aggravates you, but that's because he gets nitpicky about it. But I don't feel like changes in the relationship.
Okay. Yeah, he does get stuck in things. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
hours, and I think that in days, and weeks sometimes. But that's just him. And you can't change that because then you change the other parts about him. But I don't feel like any major upsets or anything like that.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah. No, we get along. There's a interesting connection there between us. Very telepathic too. Very strong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, you pick up on him thinking about you all the time. No, I think you definitely have one of those spiritual connections between the two of you, and it's not by accident that you're together. Sometimes I think he goes a little silent and expects you to read his mind instead of communicating.
Yes, that's the truth. Yeah. And then that's when I just kind of go into my own little world and say I'm not dealing with that right now. Yeah. No, we've reached a point where it's
patterned.
No, he does. He expects me to read his mind. You can't always do that either. No.
Right. No. Especially with his, it changes that often, darling. But, I don't feel any major upsets or anything falling apart. He gets a little worried and obsessive sometimes, but that's just the way it is.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. He's a good Pisces, though. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it would do him some good. I think it would do both of you good, probably. You probably would like it. Just to kind of walk and talk and communicate instead of that. I mean, it's really great to read each other's minds, but sometimes just connecting in other ways is really healthy.
Yeah.
And overall, I see the relationship staying together in a good place moving forward.
Great. Yeah, it's evolving the way it's supposed to. Right. I feel that too. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, even though everything has its ups and downs, it's evolving. It's the way it's evolving. Yeah.
Well, that's the only
everything
way it
is
can
a
grow,
process.
honey.
Yeah, it's a process.
Therefore, relationships, there has to be upsets. I mean, it's like an earthquake. It really just forms another piece of land. And that's the way things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
No, I agree with you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
And that's how we grow.
Yep.
Well, I think we are about getting to that time, aren't we, here, Aeson?
We are, but, be sure to tune in with me tomorrow night. And I'll be on at 11 with Conversations with Aeson, where we turn the mic on you guys, and you guys become my co-host. And then, of course, Radio Terror with Rouse on Friday nights at 9 p.m. She's awesome. I think this week she's going to be talking about making tarot part of your everyday life, which is a wonderful, wonderful topic. I love her shows. And then we're back on Sunday with Divine Angel, and she'll be bringing your angel messages. Now, be sure to go check us out over at psychic.biz if you didn't get in tonight, because you can reach us over there. And psychic.biz does, since they sponsor our show and they value our listeners, they do give you a special coupon code of coffee that gives you $10 free on your $15 deposit. And they also have a special Summer 16, which is $5 free with no deposit. And me and Rainey are both over there. She's on phone. I'm on chat and phone for $1.99 per minute. And make sure to check out The Magic Happens, because their new magazine came out probably 13 days ago, and I do have an article in it about burning bridges, and I think you'll enjoy that one. So until tomorrow night, I'll see you then. Miss Rainey, what are you doing this week?
I'm going to be in Miami starting tomorrow.
You better FedEx me a pizza. That's all I ask.
You want a pizza?
I want a California King pizza. Okay, I will send them to you because it's a Pacific order from a chain from down there. But other than that, I hope you enjoy yourself. Clients, if you're in Miami, make sure to look up Miss Rainey, because she will be down there. And, she never leaves the house without her cards or her spirit association. So she can definitely provide you with an in-person reading down there while she's in Miami, and follow her on our social media page so you can get updates on that. As you can do with any of our hosts, go to Facebook and type in the Psychic Coffee Shop, and we're right there for you. If you'd like more information about the show or any of our sponsors, check out psychic.biz or the psychiccoffeeshop.info. Both places you can find up-to-date information about us. Say goodnight, Rainey.
Good night, all. See you when we get back.
Good night, darlings.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to The Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by The Magic Happens Magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.
The Magic Happens Magazine.